Hey, Siraj, what do you get when a Spanish man meets a thoroughbred American woman?
Spanish man meets a thoroughbred. Montana de la Rosa.
Yo, that name killed me, man. It killed
Oh, it's
me.
one of the best. One of the best. Montana.
So Montana here, she comes in. She's lost 2 of her last 3, one of which was to Andrea Lee, which is no slouch. That's a pretty credible fight there. She does have some good wins under her belt. Most specifically, that stands out to me is Rachel Ostovich, who we saw fight this past weekend, looking fine as hell.
Paisy fell in love, bro. Paisy fell in love. He thought, our Georgian girls were solid, but Rachel Ostovich had this man. Did you see that meme that Darren Till put out?
No.
Oh man, it's like, so basically there's this whole thing happening right now where like everyone's kind of waiting to see if she's gonna maybe hop on an OnlyFans account, and so there's a meme that, the meme of the guy like kissing his teeth behind a tree.
Oh, of course.
So there's the line, and it goes, all MMA fans waiting for Rachel Ostovich to open up an OnlyFans account.
Oh, man, that is beautiful. That's me. That's me right there.
Oh, you and Darren Till would get along just great.
So, yeah, she was looking fine as hell on Saturday, but, she didn't come out with the win. De La Rosa has beat her by submission, I believe. And, she really has strong grappling, wrestling skills, and I'm curious to see if she can utilize those against Santos. Santos comes in with a pristine 16-1 record. Her most recent win was against Molly McCann, which is a great win under her belt. So, I'm curious to see what De La Rosa can do and if she's able to utilize some of her wrestling and grappling skills.
It's so funny because we might almost have a weirdly opposite take on just how we see the fighters, but let's get into your girl Santos here. Yeah, the record, bro, immaculate. But here's the thing. So digging deeper into her record, I see that she fought primarily in an organization called Aspera FC. Now, I don't know if this place is located on the moon, but it's by far one of the hardest promotions to find any tape on anyone. It's absolutely crazy.
Do the fights even happen?
I don't know. Let's ask Bet365. Maybe they have one of those little cameras they put up for their Division G soccer games that nobody else knows about but Bet365. So looking at fights like this, it's just you see her go, on a massive borderline, 15-fight win streak. Most of them are all finishes. I can't find a single piece of them. I think I saw one where she kind of finished it by submission against the fence, but other than that, just very difficult to find. And I just think, now let's look at her coming to Dana White's Contender Series, right? 2018 gets the win, 1-1 in the UFC. Now, again, this is not a conspiracy theorist segment. I just, she lost a split decision to Mara Borella. Now, if you go look at Mara Borella, praise be to, her trying to just get this sorted out, but a lot of fighters unfortunately come away with wins against her. And for some reason, our girl Santos here, despite being, 16 and
0 at the time,
she would have been able to come away with that. And unfortunately, she did not. And so I think she might have a chip on her shoulder, if you will. There's a good ground game there. Obviously, you've seen the Tapology picture. She's not lean, or she's not thin or small for the division by any means. So she's got a bit of that muscle on her. And I'm a little curious as to where this Aspera FC has all of their tape, because I would love to see some of the stuff on her. And now going into my girl De La Rosa, she took on a beast in Viviane Araujo. You brought that fight up. If you go look at Viviane's record, she's actually taken on some really good fighters. And the one thing I want to say about De La Rosa, brought up some grappling stuff, but there's something about a fighter who can take a beating and really keep their wits about them in terms of technique and movement in the third round. I just remember seeing her bloodied face pull forward and try to use her feet and try to get some punches in there. She ended the second round really well. She was starting to come back a little bit in the third, but was still taking too many blows. But I was just so impressed with her heart and the ability to keep that technique late. It reminds me of a guy like Michael Bisping. Bisping's the kind of guy that can lose an eye in a fight and still be good in rounds 3, 4, and 5. Still coming at y'all get over here, man. That's who he is. And he just rarely loses the technique part of his game. And I see that a little bit in De La Rosa, especially the striking game. So I'm a little excited for this fight. And she's got a good gas tank, because when you can keep that gas tank and strike like that, that's a great sign of your cardio, right? You could be immaculate when it comes to technique, but have a poor gas tank. Your strikes are just not going to look as good late in the fight, despite how good you are. So that's what I really think Montana brings to the table, and it makes me really interested in watching her when it comes to this fight. And again, our girl Santos, I wish there was a lot more of that tape to see on her, big win over Molly McCann, but at the same time, there's something very special about this fight that I'm looking forward to,
Yeah, I mean, that name alone got me excited for this fight. So let's dive right into the odds here. Who do you see being the favorite and by how much?
Yeah, so I mean, looking at this fight, the more and more I analyze the skill, I just see that De La Rosa deserves to be somewhat of a favorite. I think that there's enough on the table there for her to kind of dictate the fight. And especially after taking on a striking clinic like that, you can kind of tailor your future fights to be like, okay, well, I don't want to get my ass beat like that ever again. What needs to change? And so I do have De La Rosa at a minus 160, minus 170 favorite. I don't think it can be a minus 200, but I also can't see her being a huge dog unless that record is just speaking hella volumes for Santos.
So this seems like it's going to be like a mid-level jaw dropper, and maybe not the full extent, but Santos does come in at a pretty heavy favorite. The line hasn't actually moved too much from what I've seen monitoring yesterday to today, but it's anywhere between that minus 210 to minus 220 range. De La Rosa does come in at around plus 180, plus 200 of a dog.
Man, I see value in that pie. I just think that, seeing the striking she was able to put up against a very, very efficient and elite-looking striker in Viviane, it's very, very, that's a juicy line for me, my man.
Yeah, I see a lot of value in it as well. I'm glad we're on the same page here because there's some good value on taking the dog there in De La Rosa. So stay tuned to see what we take there. As usual, hit that subscribe button. It's
Please
below.
do.
We need you to hit that bell button. Our information is there, Instagram, Twitter. Our picks go up there closer to the fight, so stay tuned for that. Anything else you need to plug there, Siraj?
Yeah, one thing I want to quickly touch on, we've been really happy with the feedback that we've gotten on the MMA stuff. We did find that kind of our own Kaizen account was getting a bit convoluted there because we're putting so much effort and having so much fun doing this that we thought, this is becoming our bread and butter. It's the one thing that we're consistently doing every week for you guys. So let's go ahead and make our own MMA page. So right now, we do have pretty much a brand new account that's been set up within the last week or so. The Kaizen MMA, go check it out. If you love the sport, if you love us, by all means, all of our picks, some clips of the show will be on there. But YouTube, you want the full show, or last minute, you want to check out some fighters before you make your picks for Friday, Saturday, we'll have the individual clips up by then. So less than 3-4 minutes for you to analyze your fighter and get that pick in.
Perfect. That was fun, Siraj. Always a pleasure, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see you soon.
I'm really excited, man. We'll talk soon. Probably before Saturday.
Take care, brother.
Easy, man.